She joins me at the most random of times. Oh wait, this angle's kind of... Hi guys, I hope you are all well and welcome to my channel. We have a guest. We haven't seen her in a minute. This is my cat Nova. Watson, he's downstairs, but he didn't want to come up, so whatever. So today's video is a chill one. I don't know why last week's video was so awkward. Did you think it was awkward? It was kind of awkward, right? I felt like I didn't film myself. I think I was in like a weird headspace when I was filming and I didn't even want to film, to be fair. So yeah, but today bring all the good vibes. I also look cute at this video, so I wanted to do a little like mini life update. I'm considering going to university still. Not a brick university. I'm actually considering doing the open university because I think I miss school. What the hell? I miss school. I miss learning. And I actually started writing an essay the other day about like immortality and how like the societal, economical and like philosophical, like the consequences of that on humanity. I am considering going to university, doing an open degree at the Open University, but everything's a bit up in the air. I haven't decided yet. I'm kind of missing the States. Also, by the time this has come out, the news would have been like a week old, but some right-wing activist got shot and killed, and I'm not laughing, but like that's just kind of crazy. America's a bit crazy at the moment, but I do kind of miss the States. I think I miss the new environment that felt kind of familiar to this one. So I don't know. I'm considering visiting the States again. I don't know if I'll go back to New York so soon, but I definitely am thinking about visiting again. But I don't know when, because child. Anyway, I actually went out today and I want to show you some stuff that I got. I went to this place called Juju Home. Super cute place. It's in Hackney Wick. It's a bit of a trek from where I am, but I went and my mum, we did like a little cheeky day out. So first we got a puzzle. We got the, you know, the famous Japanese wave. Yeah, we got as a puzzle and we thought for Christmas it would be quite cute, and I think I might at one point like keep it all together and like put it in my room, but I thought we haven't had a puzzle to do in a minute, so we got that, and it was also on sale. So you know, the last time I tried to have an item focus, it kind of went bad, so I don't want to unfocus it too much. I also bought one of these. They're so cute. Do you know what? They didn't have any left in stock. Basically, I only saw this one as a display, so I was like, can I have that? Like, can I buy this? And she was like, yeah, let me check if we have any more in stock. They didn't, and I was like, oh, can I get like the display one? And she's like, yeah, like I'll give you like a 15% discount as well. And I was like, thank you. Oh my gosh, that was so sweet. So I'm excited to like put that in my room. I think it might go here, windowsill or bookshelf. I bought some matcha because, you know, this matcha was £32, but like I know it's like, to be honest, yeah, the matcha that they were serving was green. It was beautiful. It looked gorgeous. So I was like, do you know what, it's fine. And then I got some like random bits, like a little card thingy. Yeah, I bought a sticker pack because I love putting stickers on my laptop. I don't even know if I've shown you guys in my updated stickers on my laptop. This is what it's looking like at the moment. Really cute. I really like it. I think I'm actually going to cover my whole laptop with stickers. And I actually asked if I could have some of their like packaging stickers, and she was like, yeah. And then I went to Waterstones on Gower Street and I got 2 books. Oh, actually, before I went to Waterstones, I went into this brie place because I love brie. It's my favorite cheese. So I got this brie sticker. Yeah, we went to Waterstones and I got this book, Before the Coffee Gets Cold. I've actually wanted this book for a while. I think there's 5 books in this series. So a little Theodore book, White Nights. It was actually £5 and I got it. I really want to just read a book and annotate and highlight because I haven't done that in a long time. And then they also have a photo booth. So I did, can you see that with it focusing? I did a photo booth in the Waterstones. It doesn't want to focus, damn. So I think I might show you, like, on the side of my bedside table / storage space, I have all my photo booth pictures I've ever taken. They're so cute. But anyway, that's like my mini life update / my day so far. I actually am making this video because over the past few months I have been, this wasn't even to be a YouTube video. I think I started making this list before I even started YouTube, but after I turned 19, I wanted to make a list of things that I have learned at 19, and I've actually, I think I was at like 12 or 13, but then I think I added to it to get it to 19. So I'm going to tell you 19 things I've learned at 19. I do have a list in front of me, so if you see me looking down, I can't remember 19 things. Number 1 is that you're never late to the party. I am someone who used to have severe FOMO. I would always feel like I was kind of behind in life with just like life experiences at 13, 14, kind of stuff like that. Kind of trivial surface level things. I was kind of speaking to a friend as well briefly about like feeling a bit behind in life, even though like our lives are just starting. And I think at 19, you feel like you should be in a certain place. And also I think it's crazy that at 19 I have to kind of decide what career I want and then go and study that and pay like a crazy amount of money, and then it feels really hard to change careers after. I like a slower life at the moment. I think I do like a bit of a hustle, but I think my journey is very unique to me because it's my journey, and then your journey is obviously very unique to you because it's your journey. Reminding myself that I'm never late to the party is key. Number 2, exclusivity doesn't always mean better. Brands do this, basically being like, get this item soon, like it's almost out of stock, because it makes you feel like that kind of rush mentality, make you like want to quickly buy something because it feels like exclusive, especially with like obviously limited edition things. And when I used to be like a really big like Glossier fan, and also when I used to work at Glossier, like when we would have like limited edition things, sometimes we'd end up bringing it back anyway. Number 3 is kind of, if you've been watching my videos for a little while, you'll kind of know that I love being alone. But like I love being alone and pouring into hobbies where I don't feel like I need to have a sort of love reciprocated. I love hanging. Oh, my baby. I love hanging with my cats, or I love when my cats come and hang with me. This girl, she's always begging to be in this room. And when I changed my room up, she was like, what the hell? My love for my cats is unconditional. And they could literally beat me up and I would still say that I love them. I love pouring into hobbies, especially like hobbies that don't always require someone else, such as reading, sometimes watching a movie. I haven't gone to the cinema and watched a movie in a minute. I love going on walks. These are very boring hobbies, oh my gosh. But like these are things that I just love and I don't expect any kind of gratification from it. Do you know what I mean? And it's not always instant gratification. Sometimes after I finish a walk, that's when I'm like, oh, I needed that walk. Number 4 is it's okay to start again. And again. And again. Being so young, we have that luxury of being able to start again. And being young, I think you're as young as you make yourself feel young. I don't really have like a career yet. So if I want to start again, if I want to start something, now is the best time to do so. I have the most time to do so. I don't have kids, thank God. I don't have bills, thank God. I don't have rent to pay or people to look after. Like, selfishly, the only person I really need to care about is myself. And that's why in a lot of situations, I have to put myself first and think, do you know what? I don't like this job. Like, I don't even need to be here for real. Like, I can do something where I feel like my energy isn't being taken away in a more negative way. I don't mind when things take up my energy, but I feel like if it's not also re-energizing me and making me feel good, what's the point? Number 5, this is a controversial one. I put don't get in a relationship. Mind you, when I wrote this list, it was like maybe like a month after breaking up. I wrote this list and I was just like, do you know what? For number 1, don't get in a relationship. But no, like I think only get in a relationship if you know that you have the time and the energy to pour into this relationship. I know I do, but the other person may not. And that's okay. And do you know what's crazy? Like, even hypocritically, I feel like I do push you to be in a relationship now so you can kind of figure out your do's and don'ts. Don't waste people's time. If you know that you can't commit to something, don't do it. Okay, this is also kind of controversial because everyone on the internet's telling you to not bed rot, but I think you should read while you have the time to read. And also bed rot a little bit and watch your most anticipated movies. I don't really bed rot. I don't bed rot nearly as much as I used to, and it was bad. I used to like call in sick from college just to lay in bed. I think I was kind of depressed, to be fair. While you're young, bed rot a little bit. I think you should like get onto your ambitions and your goals and work towards that. But like if you've had a long week, just stay in bed for an hour or two. I don't know. Maybe that's a bad one, but hey, I'm not perfect. Number 7 is forgive yourself no matter how deep or trivial. After friendship breakups, specifically, not romantic. After friendship breakups, I would always look at myself and think, oh, I'm a bad friend. I need to work on this. And of course, like, I still agree with that, but I think I had such a negative mindset that I kind of just playing the blame game on myself. But then I also think it takes two to be in a friendship, to have any sort of connection. So I think there's a lot of things that I've forgiven myself for where I made myself feel guilty, and who's gonna tell me I can't forgive myself? Number 8 is laugh with strangers. Whenever I get a chance to, I'm gonna laugh with the stranger on the bus. With living in London, everyone is a little bit like stone-faced. Sometimes it's the small things, like, I don't know, someone on the bus is like kind of having an argument on the phone and everyone just kind of looks at each other and is like, oh my God, what the hell? So sometimes it is things like that that makes me kind of appreciate weak connections. I've spoken about this in a previous video. Making sure that you have weak connections, so strangers, that can possibly bloom into more. So if you go to third spaces a lot, like a coffee shop or a library or a space where you know that you usually work or chill in, then maybe that barista that's always in there, like, that's not a friend, but like that's someone that you can have like a chat with and be like, oh, has it been busy today? And they're like, yeah, it's been hell. Laugh with strangers. Oh, I like this one. This is number 9. And I said, when all else fails, strategize. I put write a list, meditate, or my favorite, create a Pinterest board for it. Oh my gosh. I know I said I was off social media, which technically I'm not. One thing about me is that Pinterest will be the one app I never delete from my phone. Like, they have to take that from me. I think some of my most important Pinterest boards, I mean, every one of my Pinterest boards are pretty important, but some of my most important ones is like, I have one called Ma Vie, which is my life in French. Don't know why it's in French. It just makes it more romantic. It's basically like things that I find very me coded. And then I have one called my present, which is something I'm working towards. So it's like a career that I'm in love with and different like affirmations on there and just like pictures that you see on Pinterest where I'm like, oh my gosh, that's the life that I aspire to have. But instead of putting my future, I've named it as my present because it's not something that I'm trying to go after. It's kind of something that I know is in this life for me, if that makes sense. If I'm trying to change up my dress sense, I sometimes go through my board and I delete things that I feel like I don't resonate with anymore, but I strongly recommend using Pinterest. I think I've come across a lot of people who like use Pinterest here and there and like they don't use it consistently. If there's one app you should use, it's Pinterest. Because if you have any ambitions, anything you love in life, you can make a Pinterest board about it. And you can post on Pinterest and you can do whatever you want on Pinterest. And you know what? One thing I love about Pinterest is that Pinterest ain't even a social media app like that. You scroll a little bit, you click on a pin. Sometimes it has comments. Sometimes my favorite pins are when I'm looking for a new book and I'm looking for book recommendations and people will be like, is the book good or not? And people will be like, it's a bit of a boring read. And they're like, okay, I'll see. Like, that's the most interaction you really get. Obviously, you can add friends on Pinterest and you can send each other pins and stuff like that. Like, I think I send my mum a lot of recipes and then I send my sister a lot of like holiday pictures, things that are just very her coded, and then she'll send me things that are very me coded. Like, she sent me like bed sheet stuff because obviously I have this one out for that girl just there. To add on to that, set long-term goals that feel on the surface unattainable, but you still want to work towards them. Some of my biggest goals, I don't want to tell you like my biggest goal because like that's very personal to me, but one of my biggest goals in life is like work on a Netflix documentary. How am I going to do that? I don't know, but I'm going to try and figure out like how to work on a big Netflix documentary, on a crime one, I don't know, on the weird ones. I don't know. I think I'd love to just work on anything with Netflix, but I know that the one thing I love that Netflix puts out is the crime documentaries. This is number 10. Work part-time if you are in the position to do so that you can spend the rest of the time character developing. Can get away with not working full-time. Don't work part-time so like you can actually work on yourself. You don't want your whole life to be your job. And to add on to that, don't do too much for any job unless it's like maybe a small business and like, you know, the owners and they're really sweet. For these big fat corporations, don't do too much. I actually had a chat with a woman in my building. She's actually working in a section of the building that I really want to work in. So I was trying to like say, hey, you could be my manager. But I was speaking to her and she said, it's PR, not ER, which made me giggle. Don't stretch yourself too thin for a job that sometimes doesn't even recognize that you're doing a brilliant job. Number 11 is learn when something is worth confronting or just leaving alone, which is AKA choose your battles. I think after the amount of arguments I've had with like my dad and stuff, sometimes there are just things that like are so small. This is me nitpicking. I know I've definitely never lost friendships over like small things, at least not on my side. I think even when I was younger, I was trying to figure out like, this ain't even worth fighting for real. Know when to message that friend again. Know when to kind of pick someone up about something. This isn't something that just happens overnight. I definitely do think that this is something that you kind of learn in your relationships. You learn how other people work and you learn how you respond to certain situations. So if it doesn't go right the first time, learn to forgive yourself. I have to reference that one. Life is one big learning experience. So it does take a few times for the same situation to happen to really understand, okay, this is how I'm going to go about something. But until then, keep operating in a way that you feel like best fits you. Number 12 is actually a really good one. This is not my quote at all, but depression hates a moving target. The weather's getting colder, guys. It's getting cloudier, it's raining, but this is the first week in probably a very long time where I have left the house every single day and gone for a walk. I know I say I like going on walks, but sometimes I really can't be asked to go on walk. And I'm so proud of myself for that because honestly, especially when I'm working from home, I work from home. I stay home. I don't leave the house. I sometimes meet my mum after work, but that's about it. I think as the weather dampens and starts to cloud, it's really easy to want to stay inside, read a good book, watch a cheeky movie, you know. It's really important to still kind of get out. London during winter is horrible unless it snows. If it snows, it's quite pretty, it's quite nice, but usually it's just rain and rain and rain. The rain is torrential, so you can't really do too much without being soaked. But I think even if you walk to like a local cafe, even if you go to a friend's house, at least you've left the house, at least you've done the journey there. It's not always you have to do something, but I think just getting out of the same space that you find that you're always in helps. The one thing that I've learned from these walks is that my mind feels clearer, especially when I go on a walk halfway through the day during lunch or even after work. Like, I feel good. I can actually step away from my screen. If not, sometimes I just sit in my back garden, but it's not the same. I know I can be a real hermit, but I think maybe this year we can beat seasonal depression if we really try. Number 13. This one feels a bit more niche, but record yourself, even if only you are seeing it. I have definitely become a lot more confident since starting my YouTube channel. I kind of know what I look like on camera, which really, I now know how my face moves when I make a certain expression or when I say certain things. So now I can kind of manipulate that and remember what my face looks like in conversations with people, because sometimes I can feel, obviously, when my eyebrows scrunch, and I even realize it when I'm editing, guys. If I did like a live stream of me editing and you watching me, you would think I was like mad as hell. Like, I look in the camera and I'm not in the camera, I'm looking at my laptop like, what am I even doing? But I realize that's the face I make when I'm trying to really understand someone, because sometimes I watch back my videos and I'm like, why? Like, what am I even talking about? I've gone on such a tangent, which I'm kind of doing right now. I think one thing for me is that when I was younger, a bit of lore about me, guys. When I was younger, I used to never smile in pictures. I used to be like the grumpiest kid ever. And so obviously now in a lot of my videos, I smile a lot because it's quite natural, especially when I'm speaking about something that I quite like. But I have learned how I smile. I've learned to smile better, and that's only from being more open with pictures and videos. I used to hate taking pictures. Now, if someone says, let's take a picture, I'm like, let's take a video really quick. I'm like, wait, let's take a pic. Like, I'm ready. You can't be that one friend who's like, no, I don't want a picture. You should be the one being like, let's get a picture. Let's get a picture. Number 14 is regulate your nervous system now, so that when life gets hard, you're not learning for the first time. You're not learning for the first time how to ground yourself. When I was younger, I used to deal with really, really bad anxiety. And anxiety that was so bad that my tummy would hurt really bad. Like I would have chronic stomach aches, and I think I went to a doctor for it as well. But I remember telling my family, like, my tummy just constantly hurts, and I think it was anxiety. And I never realized that anxiety could manifest into a physical thing, and it becomes a lot less of like a mental thing. So I have only now realized how important breathing is, deep breaths, long breaths, how important it is to meditate, even though I don't meditate as much as I should, but to really calm the mind and calm the nervous system. When your body is calm, it means it makes it easier to want to be more active. It makes your mind a lot clearer. When you're constantly in a state of feeling tense, that is no way to live life. On number 15, I kind of spoke about this before. Have a third space. Home, work, and I always hang out in my room. And especially after redoing my room, I'm in here even more. So I find that it's important to sometimes break up my days by sitting in the living room or sitting in the back garden. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like if I'm in the house, I might as well be in the comfiest room in my house. Also, my dad came into my room the other day and he had a little confession. He was talking about how, Naya, your room is my favorite room in the house. And I was like, oh, that's so cute. And he was like, yeah, sometimes when you're not home, like I come into your room. And I'm like, oh. And he's like, no, I don't snoop around or anything, but like your room just has this like really zen vibe to it. And it's probably because I burn a lot of incense a lot of the time, a candle. I keep my room pretty tidy now. When I was younger, my room was just a mess, chronically a mess. Like that was the only state it was in. He was like, yeah, like I just love your room. Number 16, this is a good one. Find one topic you're really knowledgeable about. I don't really have that. I mean, I think I'm kind of like a jack of all trades, like high key. Like I kind of know a little bit about everything until I don't. Find one thing that you just like want to learn so much about, and that can be your niche. You know, people talk about party tricks. No, have a fun fact ready. I'm kind of like trying to find things to write essays on because I know my strong suit is like writing, but I sometimes don't even know what to write about. Number 17. Oh, I like this one. I like all of them. I did write this like the other day though. Like some of them I wrote the other day. So it's like I said, progress with the mindset that you could have everything you want with only you to celebrate. AKA do things for yourself. I think at the end of the day, when you finish a long day of work and you're like, oh my gosh, I ate at work today, and only you are in that house, you should still be very proud. Basically, don't do things for validation. That's basically what this one is saying. Do I still do things for validation? Yes, I'm human. Like, sue me, bro. I also think you shouldn't feel guilty for wanting to be validated in your hard work. 18, be the listener and the listened. Find balance with different people. My sister can yap and then I can yap really like so much. Find that balance with friends that you feel safe enough to just speak to, but then also finding the balance with a friend who sometimes feels a bit too comfortable with oversharing with you. I saw on Substack the other day how like, especially amongst girls don't make friends anymore. We don't go from like being strangers to acquaintances to friends, like really good friends. Like girls jump straight into being friends by like oversharing something, and typically oversharing something that you would only share with someone that you kind of trust to have that knowledge of you. And I think we really should be investing in having friendships where not every friendship is deep. 19 is my favorite, and I actually spoke about this when I came back from New York, but I didn't know how to phrase it. But I actually met up with this woman and she said, this was her favorite quote. The quote is, no matter where you go, there you are. When she said that, I was like, oh my gosh, that's crazy, because I just came back from New York and like I have plans to really travel and see the world and get over my fear of flying a little bit. But I have plans to see the world, but I do think that if you don't do the inner work, which I talk about all the time, if you don't do the inner work, then it doesn't matter what experiences you try and welcome into your life. I always say do the inner work so you can enjoy life the most. No matter where you go, there you are. Oh, I love that. Guys, this is number 20. It's a little bonus. We are mirrors of our community, but don't always think that what you would never do is beyond someone else. Remove expectations to avoid disappointment. I ate with that. My expectations in life for myself are very, very high. And when I was in therapy, she was like, you know this is a problem. I'm like, yeah, I know it's a problem. My standards for myself and my expectations for myself are incredibly high, and I have to meet them. But I do think I have lowered my standards in the past, and I do think that I do expect a lot from people, because I expect a lot from myself. When people don't meet my expectations, of course it's disappointing. In the last few months, maybe 6 months to 9 months, I've definitely removed expectations. Kind of goes back to the one where it's like, pick your battles, but removing expectations does mean you avoid disappointment. But that's it basically, guys. That's this week's video. But I really do hope you enjoyed. Whatever age you are, I really want to know what something you've learned so far in life has been really beneficial. That is everything for this week, and I hope you enjoyed. I will see you guys very soon. Bye. Nova, say bye. Can you hear her snoring? She be snoring like crazy. Okay, bye.